Good evening, Azeroth. My name is Hood, and tonight I just wanted to make like my first sort of classic TBC Prep video. This is like the first video that I'm gonna have recorded really in the history of me playing Classic, and I've been doing so for about the past 2 years now. So kind of awkwardly doing it late, but been up to a lot of stuff lately as my friends have sort of left the game, as Phase 6 has kind of entered its later phases, and the game has slowed down a lot, but I've personally been having a lot of fun prepping for TBC as far as investments go, and buying certain items, and speculating, and playing a little bit of auction house kind of marketplace value stuff. Um, I honestly just can't put the game down, and I'm looking for anything and everything to do to kind of fill my hours before TBC comes out. So I thought that tonight I would just kind of walk you guys through the planning that I've done thus far for TBC and like what kind of things I'm thinking about picking up, as well as like how many alts I'm using, how I'm storing all these things, and kind of like how I track what I think is going to be a good investment versus a bad one. So this is my Mage Hoodwink. If you guys play on Grob, you might have seen him running around. I'm raiding Little Dragons right now. Frugo's Guild. It's a lot of fun. Might be putting together my own team for TBC with some really great real life friends of mine. I might be continuing to raid with these guys. I've really enjoyed my time in Classic so far. I've raided with Little Dragons. I was in Wolfpack, and my first guild was actually Horde Mafia, which ended up assimilating into Little Dragons later on. Shouts out Ness, Brimhilda, and all the guys over there. It's been a while. But yeah, let me just go ahead and jump into this. So I got about 8,600 fluid gold right now that I'd like to have more in investments, but I do a lot of GDKPs, and having some fluid gold is never a bad idea to pick up some cool pieces that you might like. Most of this gold I've made through Scarlet Monastery boosting, as well as AoE farming in general, and auction house flipping. I made about 12,000 gold total from Greater Nature Protection Potions and some other mats going into Phase 4 through the AQ patch. Cornering the market occasionally on wool cloth and other kind of consumes that aren't like super necessary just for raiding or for crafting, but for both. So a lot of sweaty gaming for sure, and a lot of really fortunate drops as well. So we're going to be popping off a Hoodwink here, and I'm going to jump on my first alt here that I have. And as you'll notice kind of as we move through these, all these alts are themed in the kind of style of whatever kind of raw material I farm on them. So we're going to start off with Sacman. You'll notice that all of these bank alts have a very strong corporate America kind of vibe to them. My boy Sacman got laid off at Goldman Sachs, and now he just banks all of my enchanting materials. So Sacman here handles all my enchanting stuff, and as you guys are going to see here, we have a lot of large brilliant shards, a good amount of Nexus crystals, brilliant wizard oil, and righteous orbs, greater nether essences, and greater eternals. Really big fan of these, you guys. They are a part of some really solid. Let me just turn this volume down a little bit. Really solid classic enchants that are going to be really good throughout the game, even leading into TBC, because all the enchanting materials are really expensive in TBC. A lot of people are going to be looking back to just putting Crusader on their weapons, or 25, 15 agility on their weapons. 30 spell power versus 40 spell power in TBC. These are pretty comparable. So when they look at the prices, imagine a rational consumer looking at the prices between 30 spell power and 40 spell power maybe being 5 times as expensive for 40. A lot of people, especially if they're not talking about like their bis for a phase, are going to look at 30 spell power and say, you know what, this is a reasonable enchant to be made. Losing 10 spell power, not a huge deal. That 10 spell power to me is not going to be worth anywhere from, I think, 500 to 600 gold, especially for like a phase 1 enchantment. So righteous orbs big for Crusader, large brills big for spell power, healing power, 25 agility, 15 agility, as well as a plethora of other kind of niche enchantments. Nexus crystals, as you guys probably know, are transmutable into small prismatics transmutable into large prismatics, the backbone enchanting material recipe, critical for every single kinds of major enchant in TBC. So when you see Nexus crystals, you should be seeing a third of a large prismatic. And with the amount of gold that's currently in the game, there's no way that large Nexus crystals are going to be actually true value worth like the 8 to 10 gold they're in the auction house for. Now, if you see them, you should be buying them. And I don't I don't think that this is making videos like this is going to affect the market in significant ways unless it's shared to such a degree that people see it and say, oh my god, these decisions have to be made. We have to buy these. But if you're seeing these from 8 to 10 gold, you should be buying. Like if you see them from under 9, that's a buy. Buy out, like all of them. I guarantee these will sell for more. If you're essentially saying that a large prismatic shard will not be worth 30 gold at launch, and it absolutely will be. So think about that. Uh, Brilliant Wizard Oil, huge, because as you guys probably know as well, Mana Oil from Classic is better than TBC Wizard Oil. Like, the spell crit that you get on this Wizard Oil is better than the marginal upgrade in spell power that you get from the larger one. It's like a 6 spell power difference, but 1% crit. As you know, if anyone's playing Fire Mage or playing Destro Lock, like, it's all about crit. If you're playing a spell, unless you're playing Shadow Priest, in which case you do want, of course, the higher spell power and crit can go hang. But yes, so yeah, and then we have Illusion Dust as well as Dream Dust, really good. Just overall, just enchanting mats, high level, classic enchanting mats. That's big ticket. You should be picking those up. That's Sackman. So we're popping off a Sackman here, and we're gonna be going down the line to Bergman Snacks, his brother. And Bergman, I think, is carrying. Actually, I have no idea if these guys carry. They're all themed, but we don't know yet. Bergman. Apparently nothing. It's alchemy mats. Get him in uniform here.
What are you looking
This is
for?
enchanting materials. So alchemy mats. I don't have a lot of alchemy mats right now. I'm trying to get another tune up to level 300 herbalism so I can go pick Sansom. Golden Sansom's big because you're going to be able to turn Sansom into early TBC alchemy recipes that are going to be able to skill your alchemy up from like 300 to 315. So a really easy way to just get that shit out of the way without having to worry about
Need more rage.
getting new world alchemy materials. You can just use Sansom and some other things. Briarthorn's big, guys. I truly believe like any kind of enchanting material, or I keep saying that, any kind of alchemy material that isn't going to be like in high value or highly like you're not going to come across it so often in Outland, these prices are just going to go up. It's just natural. Less players are going to be there. People are constantly changing their professions and skilling up new ones. And just with the lack of players that are going to be in Azeroth, any bag spaces you can fill with old world items, like old world items that you can stack in volume, they're just going to go up. So I can't say with confidence that Briarthorn's going to be a big flyer, but I know early Golden Sansom will be big. Heart of the Wild's going to be big. Any old world enchant that any old world herbalism material that you need more than like 40 of to skill your alchemy from 1 to 300, buy it. Like buy it. The cheaper the better. Like this is a better investment, I would say, for somebody that has not as much gold but plenty of bag space across their tunes. That means that your overall bag space per like your money per bag space as far as your investment goes is going to be pretty low, but your return could be high. So I would say that alchemy materials would be good for somebody with maybe less than 1,000 gold to invest. Just stock up on alchemy mats. They're very cheap. They will flip. Same goes for mining ores and rocks. We're going to go into that here in a second when we get to, I think, Feels Boosted is my rock guy. Let's see what he's doing. Let's see here. Pop on a Feels Boosted. Yes, this guy's on the rocks for sure. So on the Feels Boosted is all about dense stone, mithril ore, thorium ore. This guy needs more bank slots for sure, but you have to look at these investments now, right? 10 gold, 50 gold, 100 gold. Mithril's going to be big. Thorium's going to be really big. Buy any kind of stone. If you guys think about mining as the precursor skill for both blacksmithing and engineering and jewel crafting, then like there's no way that you can't look at this base profession and think like these things are high net. Like if everybody needs bars, like if 3 different professions need bars, they're gonna go high. Mithril's big, thorium's big. I would even say that gold and silver are pretty big. Iron's fine. Like again, just like with alchemy, we were just talking about. Any kind of base materials that are like gettable, pick them up. Gems are gonna be big too. Please don't be buying or thinking that prospecting is going to be super relevant for low-level ore. It's not. People are not going to be prospecting low-level ore, fishing for the gems they want. They're going to be prospecting maybe the thorium, but more likely they'll just be buying the gems outright. So buy gems outright and turn your ore into bars. If you have a method of turning your ore into bars yourself, it's going to save you bag space, massive amounts of bank space to turn that ore into bars, and it'll double your inventory capabilities, maybe triple even, depending on how much you got. So think about that. Rocks, big. Just like alchemy, I would say a relatively low money investment that you could flip for 3 or 4 times, maybe even 5 times your money. So that's what Phil's Boosted's all about. Now we're going to be actually moving my second screen over here as my other account, where I've been playing on my warrior here. This is Matterhorn, who's out in Silithus farming heavy scorpion scales, which I'll get into in a minute. But let me just go ahead and skin this, see if I can pick up $1 or $2 here on the ground. I'll show you exactly what this money is coming from as well. This is Boosted Animals. This is the guild that I'm going to be GMing here is when TBC comes out with any luck. Some great friends of mine that plan on playing with me and putting together a great 25-man team. So let me go ahead and log out of this so that I can show you the other 4 bank alts that I have on this account that are essentially overflow from the other accounts, or just kind of hold different positions that I think will flip and turn profitably as well. I try to as well, just as another side note, to track your guys' success in investments, I would always keep track of every single dollar amount that you're ever buying, or gold amount that you're buying units for, and storing that, having a history chart of like when you bought things for, and that way you can actually see like your return over time. But that's a lot of work too, and a lot of people, when they start doing this, they don't think about that prior to, and as a result don't have the foresight or don't have the data to back it up. But another good way to do it too, guys, is just send each of your bank tunes X amount of dollars to invest, and invest all that money in a particular resource or a particular kind of resource, and then after you flip later, you can look back at your investments and say, oh, okay, hey, you know, I had 10x here, I had 20x here, I had 4x here. Okay, I actually lost money here. You know, that's a good way to track your success rate over time. So Sadman Brothers is the first one. I think I actually logged into Saintly instead. That was a total L. So let's see if we can pop back off. Yep, it's okay. Let me throw you down into the mine. Okay, good. All right, Sadman Bros number 1. And we'll go through these ones a little quicker because you guys are already kind of getting the idea of what I'm doing. So basically, like, if there was a quick way to kind of summarize this video, 1, like, pick resources from every kind of school that you can find. Every profession should be at least like a partial investment for you, because some of these things are going to be big hits and some of these things aren't going to be big hits, like, or they'll be smaller hits than others. So this is Admin Bros, and this guy is just sort of the overflow from Phil's Boosted. Again, this guy needs more rocks, like way more rocks. I'm still getting mithril. I'm still going to be farming thorium as well as other gems and stuff like that. So more rock overflow. Bear Zugs, I believe, is my leather guy. This is interesting, actually, guys, because as you guys probably saw yesterday, there are going to be changes to drums, so we're not going to have 30 or 25 leather workers in the same raid just pumping each other up, so we're not going to have as much demand for leather, but the leather workers that do come up are going to need some specific kind of white items, like heavy scorpion scales to get the dragon scale leather working, some turtle scales. They'll need heavy leather, they'll need rugged leather. So any kind of leather, this is the absolute cheapest investment. I wouldn't say this is as good of an investment anymore because we're not going to have as many leather workers as we thought, but for your pre-raid bisc gear, like dragon scale, elemental, like there is good bisc gear, pre-raid bisc gear for leather workers in TBC. So getting leather is never a bad idea. I would personally recommend going rugged leather and skilling up somewhere to 300 and just going up to Silithus, like I just had Matterhorn out and just killing stuff, skinning it, killing stuff, skinning it. It's a good AFK thing. Like I queue Hoodwink for AV right now and like play Matterhorn in the desert and chop stuff up and skin it while Hoodwink is getting honor. So that is a good kind of. That's obviously if you have 2 accounts, but hanging out with your buddies in Discord and just doing some skinning, never bad. It's totally brainless. And if you're a warrior like I do, you can just like big zug things like bah, bah, bah. Credit Zug. I believe this is consumables. So consumes, cool. Okay. I feel bad saying this, but the reason why I'm getting into major mana potions and major health potions right now is because they are so cheap, you guys. You can get a 5 stack of major mana potions for 5 gold. That's a gold a unit. These go for like 19, 20 gold a stack on like when it peak rating, and that means that before people get ready for Outland, like they're going to be buying these big time for their dungeon groups. Like when there's like no fellweed to be had and like there's no TBC herbs that are readily available in the market, you better believe people are going to be buying 20s and 30s in major mana potions, to run dungeons for a few hours. So like if you can, like I'm telling you, bro, this is a great investment. Get as many major mana potions, major health potions as you can. You can't lose money. You cannot lose money on these. Savory Deviant Delights, these are like a pet project of mine. I got these for like 56 silver a unit from my good buddy Andrew, and I reckon they'll be 25 gold a stack or 30 gold a stack in TBC. Easy, maybe a lot more. Bivies. Bivies.
Strength.
Last one, Deutschzug. This is just my cloth guy. Um, Cloth is very inexpensive just because of the amount of boosting that exists and the amount of humanoids that get boosted on. So, like, it's difficult for me to put up that Cloth is big, but I would say that you want three tailoring alts. Like, if you
What are
don't
you
have
looking
tailoring
for?
alts right now, I would consider getting some because if you want to talk about passive gold making, like it's been talked about to death on YouTube, the amount of like money can be made in transmute as far as Frozen Shadow Weave, Spellcloth, Primal Mooncloth goes, is just crazy, guys. It's crazy amounts of money you can make for just sitting in Area 52 and just hitting that transmute button. Given it's going to take you some investment as far as Netherweave goes to like get them to that level, but it's not that much. You can also get to like level 320 tailoring with Runecloth. There's like a robe of the arc or wizard weave or something that like you can get when TBC comes out to level your tailoring from like 300 to 320, and it's like a Runecloth based recipe. So guys, that's
For
all
the
I have for you,
Horde.
honestly. Just wanted to give you a little bit of insight into what I'm doing, the amount of kind of fluid gold a player has, and the amount of prep he's doing. I don't know like where I am relative to everybody else's prep, and I'm really interested, honestly, in like what are you guys doing? Like, what does your prep look like? Are you doing stuff like this at all? If like, are you not? So thanks for coming by. Thanks for checking it out, and I really appreciate your time. And if you see me in game, man, and you notice like you've seen my video, on Grob, please send me a message. Um, I love this server and this community, and I look forward to meeting you guys and continuing this journey into TBC. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon.